dad, poor dad. I had a rich dad, poor dad. I had a rich dad, poor dad.
Hey, well, my name is Rob Hill. I'm an author. Basically somebody that just helps people. I commit my life to service, man. Any way I can help people, it's just what I do. And it's crazy because, you know, as a kid, I think that I probably wanted to be an athlete. You know, I wanted to play in the NBA or the NFL, something like that. I always wanted to be a household name. Ever since I figured out what that was. It was like a conversation. I was probably 11. And my mom explained to me what a household name was. Somebody that was known, period. When you say that name, like if you say Oprah, it's only one Oprah that's going to come to mind. So I knew I wanted to have some type of influence on people. You know what I mean? I didn't really have a set profession, which is kind of why I don't really define what I do now. You know what I mean? I would say author, but in the essence, like I said, I'm just somebody who helps people. So I think that, I don't know, starting out, I just wanted to be somebody that made a difference. You know? I didn't want to be classified in that group, life coach, counselor, all of those titles, just because the business is not something I wanted to align myself with, put it like that. Throughout serving people though, you know, talking to different individuals, they were, thank you, you really helped me heal my heart. You know what I mean? That was a common theme, you know, and being that people need you to have a title, I just decided to stick with that one. I feel like it's simple, you know, it may intrigue you to ask a question about what exactly I do. Well, I looked up to Bobby Kennedy, Tupac, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Oprah. Those were like the biggest people I looked up to growing up, particularly Tupac and Martin Luther King. I always wanted to be, if you matched Tupac's heart or Martin Luther King's soul, that's what I wanted to be. That's what I said I would be a combination of that. Let's see. Putting my first book out was big, man. Transitioning from being a writer to an author. You know what I mean? That was big. My second one was very big for me, and it reached #1 on Amazon for books and relationships. And that was huge for me just because I put it out under my imprint, you know, under my company. It wasn't major people pushing it back. So for that to do well was big for me. I wasn't sure, man. Sometimes I'm still not sure, to be honest. I was in the Navy before, and life was good. It's consistent. Benefits, all of that. But I'm daring, man. I'm a risk taker. I'm just somebody who, I'm not afraid to fall. I don't care about falling. I don't care about failing. I don't care who's judging, that type of stuff. I'm going to go try. You know what I mean? I'm going to go do it. The fact that I'm able to speak now and make money from that, that's a blessing. You know what I mean? But that wasn't anything I was like, you know, I'm going to just go talk and people are going to pay to hear me speak. You know what I mean? Like, that's not something I could have written down for myself. You know what I mean? I aspired to have that influence, but I knew that it was something I had to do in order for me to get there. You know what I mean? So starting writing the books, I knew that would give me a platform, give me something to speak on. You know what I mean? And at that point, it was just a matter of going hard, full steam ahead. You know what I mean? And being willing to take the lumps. Because at first it didn't feel like a career. At first it felt like a hobby that I was going broke trying to do. Well, Thousand Kings Walk is our attempt to restore the village feel in our community. It's an attempt to redefine how we recognize ourselves. You know what I mean? I picked king because royalty, I want to instill that. We were all kings. You know what I mean? We are. We were, you know, and we still are. That's still in us. But I want to change the direction our community is going in. So that's what the walk is. It's our opportunity to fly, put it like that. Our opportunity to take, you were doing something great over here, I was doing something good over here, he was doing something over there, but it was all separate. So it wasn't getting the recognition it deserved. It was our opportunity to come meet here, you know what I mean, and kind of unify. Because I just believe it's strength in numbers. And I believe we're a lot stronger together than we are apart. You know what I mean? Regardless of whether we're doing the same thing or different things, we're stronger together. Because it's something that you got that I need. You know what I mean? It's something that I got that you need. It happened because I go speak to elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, colleges, group homes, all types of stuff. And I understood that more than anything, especially when I was growing up, we need direction. Guys that look like you and me, young boys, that we need direction more than anything. We have a lot of energy, we have a lot of talents, we have a lot of, potential. But all of that is nothing without direction. You know what I mean? So my goal was to put them around young men, around people that can inspire them. They don't know what this camera does. They don't know this camera has the capabilities. You know what I mean? They don't know that they can imprint something and put it on a shirt and sell it and be making money now. You know what I mean? They don't understand that they can graduate with a business plan. They can graduate, if they hold out on those Jordans and buy a lawnmower, they can graduate with a couple $1,000s. You know what I mean? For themselves. And I just want to change the mode of thinking. You know what I mean? I want us to get us thinking longevity, not just, oh, today I got something, tomorrow I'm gonna lose it. I want us to be great forever. You know what I mean? I want him to know who he is, man. The biggest thing that drew me off course was a lack of identity. I didn't know who I was. I knew that I had potential, okay? I knew that I was smart. I knew that I had some talents, you know what I mean? But I didn't know who I was. I didn't have an identity. So he's gonna know who he is. You know what I mean? In the morning, we wake up. At night, before we go to sleep, we recite. I'm strong. I'm confident. I'm smart. I'm a genius. I'm generous. I'm kind. I have responsibility to people. I'm getting him repeating stuff like that because he needs to understand that's the type of man he is. That's the type of man we were called to be. I didn't have my dad there to teach me that. You know what I mean? So I just feel like it's extremely important to instill that responsibility to the world, to instill that responsibility to people, but more often, that responsibility to yourself. He has to protect himself, his name, his time, that type of stuff. And that's what I try to pass on to him. That's what I try to teach him. People aren't disciplined enough for the work relationships required. Whether it be in communication, whether it be in monogamy, whether it be in just generally relating to one another. People lack the discipline, or the strength to work for something. You know what I mean? Like, we're in a microwave generation. That's what we do. It's quick. I like you, let's go. Boom, happily ever after. And then when it doesn't work out, we're like throwing this away and getting something new. You know what I mean? We're not builders. We're not fixers. We can't take something good and transition it into great unless it's easy. You know what I mean? Or unless it's already going there. We can't, take this brick and put it on this brick. Like, we don't like laying foundations. We want it easy. So I feel like that's really what makes it hard. You know what I mean? That's really what makes it hard these days. See, I don't have a set formula, but I would say patience, God, compassion, understanding. You know what I mean? And a strong desire for it. You know what I mean? I think that a lot of the times we'll kind of like somebody. You know what I mean? We'll kind of want something, but the desire isn't burning. It isn't strong within us. You know what I mean? But if you add all of those elements and then a very strong desire, you're gonna have something solid. You know what I mean? So, granted, there's no set formula, but I think if you take those elements, you know what I mean, and you combine them and you match that with a burning desire, you're gonna have something worth holding on to. Hopefully growth, man. Hopefully I can continue to touch people in a way that makes them want to do better in life, period. Or love more, or be more daring. My only goal in this is to gain one new person a day. You know what I mean? That's my only goal, is to hear one person say, I felt like you were talking directly to me. And I feel like that's the only reason anything with this has ever grown. You know what I mean? Because it's ultimately, I like to explain, it's not about me. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I may have the name, but ultimately I'm nothing without people supporting or reposting or retweeting. There's nothing about me that's self-made. So my only goal is to touch a new person a day, one new person a day. And hopefully if I continue to do that, things grow. I do have dreams of having a daytime TV show, or having a radio show, something syndicated nationally. I do have those aspirations. But we'll get there when it's time. But, if we ask what's next, I just growth, man. That's all I desire, growth. I just want people to remember I was somebody who cared. I don't need any titles. I don't need any accolades. I want people. I think of my funeral often, which sounds crazy, but I do. I want people to remember I was committed to serving. I was there when they needed me. You know what I mean? And when I showed up, it wasn't because I was forced. I showed up because I wanted to be there. I wanted to help. You know what I mean? I wanted to leave a piece of me with them. And ultimately, I just, as simple as that, somebody who cared enough to try to help whoever he could.